Hi y'all, I'm Melissa and welcome to My Word Melly. I just can't believe we have come to like the last week of November, and that means there is only another 4 weeks for the year to end. I just can't fathom how fast 2023 just flew by. I'm still trying to understand how the year ended as if the weekend ended. As we have come to like the last month of 2023, I think it's perfect time for another check-in to our reading plans and our reading this year. So what better than the end of year book tag. So this book tag is done by the entire book community, Booktube community, Bookstagram, however you want it. The community does this tag as like a check-in to see how well the reading has been, what more reading they could like, or we could like chuck in the last month or two of the year as well. So some people do this at the beginning of November, some does it like me at the end of November or just beginning of December. So it's a norm, it's a tradition in the Booktube community. So to see how we have been doing, I think this year has been a really good reading year for me. Just not jinxing it, but I feel like it has been a really good year. So anyway, the end of year book tag was originally done by Ariel Bissett. So I will leave a link to her video as well in the description box for y'all to see, along with the prompts of the tag as well, if y'all want to play along with me, or y'all can leave your answers in the comments, or like hit me up as usual on Instagram if y'all want to let me know. Also, if y'all still haven't subscribed to my channel, I think y'all should. So with that all out of the way, I think it's time for us to start the tag. So starting off, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? This year, shockingly, no, because I don't NDF. Last year I did NDF 2 books. I think that was Dial for Aunties by Jessie Q. Susanto and also Lake's Edge. I think, I can't remember the author. I just couldn't go through with those 2 books. And I'm just shocked because Dial for Aunties was a book that I was like anticipating to read last year. Sadly, I just could not even put myself through it. So this year, I think whatever the books that I picked or I stumbled across and wanted to read have been really good, that I did not DNF or read halfway, and so basically nothing, and I'm like, yes, achievements guys, achievements. Question 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? So as it's already end of November and beginning December, I have already transitioned from that autumn to winter or like end of the year kind of vibe. So with October being Halloween and I being a huge Halloween fan, reading so many witchy romances, and then transitioning into November with books that I had planned to read this year, wrapping them up, trying to get those reading in. I already transitioned into the holiday season in November itself. I just couldn't wait for it. So the way I transitioned was with Snowbound by Emmanuel Snow, one of her most recent releases. It was released on the 22nd of November, but I got the ARC, so I read it beforehand. So few years ago, she wrote a book called Sun and Country, which was a novella. And guys, I fell in love with it, as you should, right? I fall in love with all Emmanuel Snow's books, but I fell in love with it, and a novella didn't do it justice. I wanted more, and Emmanuel Snow delivered. So she's writing a full-length novel based on this novella and the characters, and it just blows my mind. Snowbound is part 1 of that novel, so she writes books in like a duet kind of format now, so I can't wait for book 2. It was just perfect. You will get to know more about this book in my mini review coming up next week or week after with my November reading wrap up, but with Snowbound, I transitioned into the end of the year, into the holiday season, and I'm reading some holiday-ish books. 3. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? Most of the books that I have been anticipating for this year have been released, even though if I have not read them. But I am actually waiting for one more release of a novella, a Christmas novella actually, that I have on my TBR for next month. And that is If You Give a Grump a Holiday Wish List by Anne Inerson, cannot pronounce that. And also Wicked Love by Emmanuel Snow. So Wicked Love by Emmanuel Snow is being released on the 1st of December, and it's like a novella in a shared universe. So a shared universe is where multiple authors write novellas in like one particular universe, and Emmanuel Snow has written one of that, which is like a Hansel and Gretel retelling is what I have been told. I got the ARC in the morning, so yay me, and I have to read that soon. As well as If You Give a Grump a Holiday Wish by Anne Inerson. So this is a book that I have been having on my TBR for the Christmas season, the holiday season, because I love novellas, I love holiday novellas, I love novels as well. So when I saw this, and the blurb actually caught my attention, so I was really looking forward to it. Question 4. Also, for some reason, I'm finding my hair and outfit really cute today. Yeah, so going back to question 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? I have so many holiday end of the year kind of books that I want to read, like so many, guys. And like on Goodreads, I have, like TBR shelves made for each month. I don't know if you can see shelves that I have created on my Goodreads account, like a profile. If you all can, good for y'all, go check it out. I have no idea. I just have shelves created, and I slot in books which I anticipate to read that month. So basically like a virtual TBR shelf. I think this time I have around 25 books slotted into December. Like I definitely know I can't read all those, but then I really want to. And because I have to say 3, I kinda can't say 3, so I'm going to say 4 books that I have on my TBR for next month, and that is Wrapped Up in You by Talia Hibbert, which is a holiday novella. I really want to read a book by Talia Hibbert. Then I love Chloe Lee's, right? I started this year by reading Two Wrongs Make a Right by Chloe Lee's as the first book, which is first book of the year, as well as it's the first book of the Wilmot Sisters series by her as well. Book 2 was just released too. The Christmassy book I have planned by Chloe Lee's is The Mistletoe Motive. I had it planned for last year, if I'm not mistaken, but I could not get around to it, so I really have to read it this year. I love Chloe Lee's writing, so definitely I want to read this. Next, very trending, Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. I have the book, still haven't got it around to reading it, as in I have the ebook, but definitely going to read this in December as well and end the year with it, hopefully, because I love Tessa Bailey's books, and when I saw it was released, I had to read it. And finally, again, a book by one of my favorite authors, an author I really like, and that is Wrapped Up with a Bow by Lily Vale. So those are the 4-ish, I know I was told to give 3, but 4-ish books that I definitely want to read next month and end the year with. 5. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I highly doubt it, but sometimes it's possible that it might be Tessa Bailey's book or Lily Vale's book, like I told y'all in the previous prompt, but it's me, right? I am such a moody person, and like I cannot, like, it's unpredictable, right? Like I have come across some really good books this year that I really love, and I just don't know if books that I have planned for the last month of the year would blow my mind beyond the books that I have already read. I cannot say it's unpredictable, so let's read and see. And come January, definitely I'm gonna do like top books of the year of 2023 kind of thing, so that I could tell you what books I absolutely like enjoy and absolutely recommend to you. So the last prompt is, have you already started making reading plans for 2024? It's so surreal to keep saying 2024. I feel like I just said 2023 yesterday. Anyway, oh my word, yes, I have like so many plans, and like some plans that I made for this year that I'm definitely going to continue next year. I definitely want to do another reading challenge, like I did uppercase YS reading challenge this year. Loved it. It made me read things beyond my comfort zone that I ended up actually liking. And then I want to read more series next year, hopefully, like even like more than fantasy, romance, obviously, because I am a romance reader. And maybe get into some romantasy books, because I cannot read fantasy without romance. It put me into a reading slump, as you all know if you all have been following me this entire year. But yeah, I have things planned, and y'all definitely should subscribe to my channel and stay tuned, because as usual, towards the end of December, 1st January kind of, I will be posting my New Year's resolution book tag video as tradition, as every year since I started Booktube, where I talk to you all more about my reading plans and how many books I want to read and other plans that I have made for my reading goals for next year. So definitely subscribe. Click on the little bell icon so that you all get notified, and definitely I'll be posting them. So stay tuned to my channel to see what my plans are. But definitely, apart from what I mentioned, I have some things that I want to change next year in my reading as well. So stay tuned. So guys, that was the end of year book tag created by Ariel Bissett that I attempted again this year around as well. And I'm still trying to wrap my head about 2023 being over, and I really have so many books like unread in my bookshelves, unread in my Kindle that I want to read, but I know like hell no, there is not going to be enough of time. And I have books that I want to read next year already planned, and I'm like, how am I going to put more books that are released next year into that as well? So I hope you all enjoyed this video, enjoyed my end of the year book tag and the reading check-ins as well. If you all did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as well as share this with friends and family as well. I am really excited. I don't know what 2024 will be having in store for all of us, but I'm pretty sure, and I have seen like some really amazing books that are coming out. So hopefully I will do a video on anticipated books for 2024 as well in the coming weeks, if time permits, because I have so many things that I want to do. It's so little time, as always. So I think it's time for me to wrap up this video. So here is me saying bye from Oh My Word Melly.